Hey everybody, Hunter, Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and Country Cook Steve Hall here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with pretty Miss Sheila running the camera today. Hi Sheila.
Hi.
Today we're going to do duck. And I'll tell you what, years ago I was up in a hunting club, about 35 years ago, and we shot a few ducks up in Minnesota. And I said, what am I going to do with these duck breasts? And the guy said, well, I'll tell you, in the store, in a Heinz 57 bottle on the back of it, you'll find a great recipe, and it's got Heinz 57, and you put another ingredient in there. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet. But that other ingredient is so important to this duck recipe because I have never found it anywhere on the internet. Nobody's ever did it. You got to try it because I think it'll turn out fantastic. So with all that said, we've rinsed this duck off, pulled all the giblets out, dried him down, and it's ready to season and put our secret ingredient inside. Come on over, let's check it out. Well, to start with, let's just season him up a little bit. In this bowl I have equal parts salt, pepper, and paprika. I've got a tablespoon of each. Hopefully that'll be enough. If it's not, you can always add some more to your recipe or cut it back if you've got a smaller bird. I want to do the back first. And we're going to just season him up good here. And you'll notice I got the duck's wings tucked back up underneath the bottom here. And we're just going to rub that all over the bird. That paprika, smoked paprika, it really gives good color. To make sure we have enough for inside, we are going to put some of that seasoning down inside the bird. And we're going to kind of tumble him over to make sure that the seasoning hits all four sides of the inside there. Then we'll put her on top. And I'll bet you're wondering what that secret ingredient is. What it was a recipe that included Heinz 57 sauce, and I'm not even sure if it was for duck, but it used fruit cocktail. Now a lot of people use oranges and thyme and all that, and we're going to do that also. I got enough on there. And I also trimmed some of the fat off right here at the opening, a little bit of it, not all of it, because I want it to render down because I want to use that duck fat for making potatoes later on because it's really good like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some oranges in here first. And I like to squeeze a little bit of the juice, not all of it, and then stuff like 2 slices of orange. A little bit of the juice, not much. Stick it in there. And then we're going to put in our thyme for seasoning, and you can also use all kinds of stuff in there for however it happens to hit your fancy. And here it is, fruit cocktail. Now this doesn't say fruit cocktail, it says chunky mixed fruit, but it's the same thing. Let me read the ingredients in here. Man, it's got peaches and pears and grapes and pineapples. And let's see here, my eyes are getting bad, honey. Cherries, all kinds of stuff that are all in here. And I drained it. I drained all the juice out of the can. So all I have is the fruit cocktail. And I'll tell you one thing I forgot at the store. And that's a string to tie his 2 little legs together in the back here. So I'm just going to hold it long enough to cook it to begin with. And there we are. We got that pretty packed full of our fruit cocktail. Try this on your duck and see if it doesn't turn out fantastic. Then, to seal it up, I'm going to stuff some more orange wedges up in there so that the fruit cocktail doesn't come out. It's looking really good like that right there. Now I'm going to cook it breast side down for the first hour. I've got this preheated up to about 350 degrees, and that's what we're going to cook this duck at. Let's see if we can get him in here. And once he's been in there for a while, I'm going to use these, what are called hot hands, to grab him. I love that for grabbing birds, duck, anything. I'm going to turn him over, breast side down. Ooh, it's already kind of sizzling in there. Sheila, if you can grab that cutting board out of my way, give me just a little room to slide this cooker over so everybody can see this. And we're done. That was the secret ingredient. That was the seasoning for the outside. Nothing could be simpler. We're going to put the lid on this, and we'll see in an hour. In an hour, a lot of that fat will be rendered down below that rack on the bottom. You might want to make sure that it is on a rack up off the bottom. Then we're going to take our little hot hands and reach down in there and flip him over until the internal temperature, once he's right side up, cook for about another hour. It's about a 2-hour process at 350 degrees. Then we're going to stick a little probe down in the breast of the, right in the center, so we're not near a bone or anything, and it should be 160 degrees. We're going to shut it off, let it rest. It'll keep coming right up to about 165 degrees, and we'll have our finished product. So we'll see you in about an hour. I got my little hot hands on here, so I'm going to flip this duck. I already peeked in here, and I was really afraid with this lid on to work as a cooker that it wouldn't brown like it would in an oven. Was I wrong or what? Look at this. This baby has already pulled the legs back. He's ready to flip. I'm going to turn him over here if I can do that. That's what I love about these gloves. You can't burn yourself up. All of our cocktail stayed inside of there, that fruit cocktail. Oh, it just smells so wonderful. I couldn't be happier with this. I'm going to get the lid back on. We're going to give it another 45 minutes to an hour on 350, and then we're going to stick a little temperature probe in there and see if we're at 160 degrees. Then we're going to shut it off, let it rest, and it should be perfect for carving. See you in about another 45 minutes to an hour. Well, I got my little hot hands on. I'm ready to pull this out of the oven. I got to tell you what's been going on. When we first checked that, it got golden brown. I thought, well, it's time to turn it, so we turned it on the camera, and I told you it'd been an hour. Well, after we did it and we turned the camera off, I said, Sheila, it's only been 45 minutes. This roaster oven, electric roaster oven with this tight lid on it, cooks way different than an oven. It's only been another 45 minutes on the other side, and it's nice and brown, and it's already at 160 degrees. So check your temperatures as you go along, but you do want to do about half the cooking on one side, half the cooking on the other side. Conventional oven, maybe a nice big duck, an hour each side. One of these little quick cooking electric ovens, about 45 minutes each side. Oh man, that looks so nice. Golly, that's pretty. All right, first of all, let me get him out of here. These hot hands are really nice because you can just reach right in and grab a whole turkey and pick it up. If you've ever struggled to get something out of an oven or figured out with 2 forks or something, get these right here. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this rest for about 30 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on this little gauge, which is already at about 162, and keep an eye on it and watch it as it rises, and then we're going to let it cool down, and we're going to carve it for you, and then we're going to bring the camera up close. We'll see you then in about 30 minutes. Well, this thing bounced up to 167 degrees inside with our little thermometer. It's back down to about 130 now. It's rested. I took a little towel and I matted out the rest of the grease inside, but I also took out all that fruit cocktail, and I'm going to serve it alongside because I tasted a couple of those pieces, pineapple and stuff, cooked in that duck fat. It's delicious. So come on over here, let's carve this thing up. I still remember 35 years ago, a guy told me take some fruit cocktail, little Heinz 57 sauce, mix it together, pour it over your duck breast, put it in the slow cooker, and it was really great. So this was actually baked inside. I thought, I'm going to put the fruit cocktail inside this duck instead of over the duck breast. Let's pull this thermometer out of here. Ooh, that's soft. All right, I'm going to get my handy dandy little fillet knife. I use that for everything from crappies to carving up turkey. So, wow, that looks nice. I'll tell you what I got over here is I got some potatoes and a tomato or two that I baked out in my slow cooker out on the back deck. See if I can pick that up. You know, stuff like that only fights you when you're on camera. And oh man, that looks good. All right. Now you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change gears here because there's a lot of recipes out there on the internet where they have a cherry sauce or an orange sauce. A while back on the channel, we created a mushroom cream and wine sauce, and I got some heated up in this little saucepan right here. Wait till you see it, and it goes absolutely fabulous with steak, turkey, chicken, and now duck right here. One other thing missing. A glass of Shotgun Red's Touch of Sweet Wine. You can find it at shotgunredwine.com. and find out where it's available in Tennessee, because that's the only state it is available in. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, but it's just that simple. You just take salt, pepper, and paprika in equal amounts, put them in a bowl, mix them up. I use a tablespoon of each. That was plenty for this bird. Some in the inside of the cavity, rub the back and the front with the rest of it. You probably don't even need to use all of it. Then you pack a couple of orange wedges inside and a drained can of fruit cocktail. Put that in there and a couple of more orange slices to hold it in there. Bake it breast side down for the first 45 minutes to an hour, depending upon if you're using one of these or your oven. Same on the opposite side until it hits 160 degrees. Take it out, and this went clear to 167 just sitting on this cutting board, which is plenty good. I hope this recipe is good, and I hope you enjoyed it. And here's the neat part. Little Shotgun Red's face is going to pop up over there, and then there's going to be another recipe popping up over here. We hope you subscribe to the channel. And all these efforts would not be possible with pretty Miss Sheila not only running the camera, but being my little bar back. She runs back and forth and gets me forks and knives and pots and pans and heats stuff up. Then she cleans all this up when it's done. You know, I love you, Sheila. You do a great job.
I love you too.
Here we go. Cheers to you guys. I got to tell you something. This is absolutely fantastic. It's not a dry wine. It's not a bitter wine. It's not like that nasty stuff you drink on the airlines. We created something that actually tastes like homemade muscadine wine. It is sweet, but it's hard to find and it's delicious. Get some, find out how they got it. If they don't have it, ask for it at your liquor store. It's only available in Tennessee, but we put it in all of our recipes as well. And that's kind of an old unwritten rule. Never cook with anything you won't drink. We'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. And is this the best little quick duck recipe that you ever tried? It's the only one with cocktail sauce in there. If it ain't, it ought to be. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.